當初咧，大家唔係識咗好耐，俾咗100萬開呢間鋪，好多唔同嘅機遇同巧合嘅發生咯。即係有啲人就吹奏好嘅，有啲人係吹奏好差嘅，係睇本身嗰個經營者點樣去突破先，因為總有好多突破到嘅例子㗎。生意都有危有機啦，全世界都好好景嘅時候咧，個個都覺得自己好叻嘅，因為你乜都唔使做，啲人都會入嚟噶嘛。咁但係而家個情況就係唔係，就係問緊你自己個優勢喺邊。咁我叫 Celine，Yakult Max 呢個品牌喺香港咧，其實已經第15年啦。咁我哋當初由一間咧喺上環好細嘅鋪仔，係一個家庭店啦。由我老公、我老爺同埋我奶奶都有份做嘅嗰陣時，同埋嗰陣時咧就請咗個意大利師傅翻嚟。差唔多15年前嘅香港咧，其實唔算好多手工披薩店㗎，當時都係啲大嘅連鎖店比較多。嗰陣時就覺得都有可以做嘅空間。最主要因為我先生咧嚟咗香港之後啦，即係我哋結完婚，咁佢嚟香港發展啦，咁就成日覺得冇披薩食啊咁樣，咁所以咧就當時就識咗一個意大利嘅朋友啦，咁佢就同我哋一齊夾份開披薩店咁樣咯。咁其實咧 Yakult Max 呢個名當初就係由 Jacopo 啦，即係我先生啦，同埋阿 Max 咧都係一個意大利人嚟嘅，咁夾埋嘅啫，咁所以就叫 Yakult Max 啦。其實 Max 當初咧就係好似一個天使咁啊，咁佢咧就俾咗100萬咁 Yakult 鋪啦，就開呢間鋪。大家唔係識咗好耐，都係一啲萍水相逢嘅朋友咯。咁所以咧，我覺得咧呢件事咧，除咗唔可以幫佢即係樹個像咁樣之後咧，咁所以呢個公司名咧就一定永遠唔可以改咧，係去即係紀念成件事啦。因為其實都係好黐線嘅，即係無端端人俾錢你咁樣去開間鋪，好多唔同嘅機遇同巧合嘅發生咯。
我老婆平時講好似細路仔，我整啲 pizza， 我嘅面係愛咗你。
開咗
唔係貓
整嘢啦，乖啦。OK。
好啦。
點解有啲 bubble 嘅？
因為 because nice like that 啦。
因為咩啊？
因為咩啊？
點解有啲 bubble？
因為 very good 咯。如果啲皮有啲 air 有 bubble 呢度，如果你係24個鐘。同埋生實咯 ，what？
24個鐘發酵。
發酵係24個鐘發酵，跟住係有啲 air， 跟住by cook 會大嗰啲好多好大，
會好鬆脆。
好鬆脆。意大利辣椒醬。
辣肉腸。
辣肉腸係辣肉腸。
南意嘅肉醬嚟嘅辣肉醬。
So when you do the salami， 如果你整啲 salami， 呢度係啲 baby salami， 係 salami 嚟整嗰啲係嚟 this one 啦 ，yeah this one。呢度係荷蘭辣，係。
佢辣肉腸啊嘛。
係 is the paste，is the paste。
係個醬嚟。
Yeah， like the paste you make it age and then become very hard 啦。但係呢度真係好辣㗎，真係好味。咦啊！
咩啊？
點 put here 啊 ？Yeah。
張飛。
咁 bigger and bigger， 因為有好多 air。You have to explain like your perfect candle is like aerostatic balloon 啦 ，aerostatic balloon。
熱氣球，咁個原理就係要有空氣，咁佢火一燒咧，咁就會令到佢即係個皮咧就會發脹啦。
Yeah，boom。
所以最緊要有空氣。
空氣
手猜咧就可以鎖住啲空氣。如果咧你平時見啲人咧攞啲棍喺度碌個 pizza 咧，其實你一碌就推走晒啲空氣咧，咁個 pizza 出到嚟咧就好似餅乾咁實晒就唔好食。
呢個係 pizza flavor， 呢個係 pizza style。
就一定唔可以攞棍碌啊！
My pizza say freak you, so ugly you make me be 啊 ，no air, no love。Okay。I feel do I got all the air. Very good, Matore. Yeah, very good. 呢個400 Celsius 係好撚熱啊！A little bit brown. They say this one. Oh, can you take away the bubble? No, I don't fucking take away the bubble.
呢個咧就係 wow cook 咯，你見即係佢會有啲
好撚靚啊呢度。
同埋個底咯，最緊要睇係啦。咁你要咁樣就 good 啦。咁你切落去咧就 suppose 係唰唰聲嘅。
哎呀，好靚啊！好聽，好聽。如果切餅乾啦，好似你睇下 break 啦 ，very easy break because you press too much。
哦，即係壓得太多就
係啊，如果你 press 啦，呢個冇 air，所以跟住係好撚熱。
但係因為呢個刀咧都係一個靚刀嚟嘅。
Okay, very good though, so still is okay. We do too much a good job. Even to want to show shit is still good.
我哋開過喺鰂魚涌，鰂魚涌之後開過喺灣仔，咁結果咧成績一啲都唔好嘅，非常之受呢個挫折嘅，因為覺得冇理由第一間鋪做得好，咁係咪其實照板煮碗開多2間咁咪得咯？但係原來咧去到其他鋪好多時租金嘅因素啦，或者自己揀個位啦，咁所以做飲食咧係冇想象中咁容易，因為開波開得靚嘛，開個頭，咁但係發現哇原來唔係嘅，每去到一個唔同嘅區咧都要好睇嗰條街係需要啲乜嘢嘢咯。
咁啊，我中意有腰同埋牛油啊，一般。有冇係如果冇牛油係 very good，有冇係soft 啲啦。
哦。
如果冇牛油係麻麻地嘅，我試咗以前啊，我中意有牛油。Yeah. Yeah, always put the butter. Why you don't put the butter now? Ah, okay. You don't put butter? I don't know, in the way you're saying is that you don't put the butter. Oil, the butter helps me incorporate a lot of more air. But if you put butter in Italy, they will kill you. But actually, it's better. I try many times. It's way better. Usually they don't put butter, ma guai, guarda, guai. Extra virgin olive oil, lot of Italy. How to say? You got the point of cooking is much lower than the other oil. So actually, you can have achieve a very good cooking with less effort with the olive oil. So if you put the shit oil, you need to cook way longer.
哦，咁樣嘅。
Yeah, so the point of cooking of the oil is very important. 所以對呢度我緊要依家陣間啲皮係cambiato咪睇下。啲都唔一樣㗎，啲 weather 唔一樣㗎。咁樣係濕，如果唔濕，如果有好多啲 air 有好多水，有少水，所以你要大下，都要做 all measure，但係一定要你要試下，因為 you can be as accurate as you want, but always got a little bit there. For example, now you see around there is no more flour. Little by little, start to incorporate air. You see, you do like very nice fluffy. It's not very sticky, but it's quite good. 依家如果係咁樣，我會 open add the oil 咯。
Okay.
同埋要慢慢整。Sorry, it's not the blue one, the black one. This one. Fuck it. Fuck. Okay. Go. Hey, now you go, but you have to press 3 seconds. Usually you do fuck, you go. Only this machine is like that.
Maybe it's for safety.
唔係，其他嘢係做一次達
就搞掂。
呢度唔知做乜嘢，
係啊，
啱㗎，唔知。我平時有整啲譬如知道睇 BB 仔啊，我要真係睇啊。You cannot go out and do something else，我要自己睇。因為如果有 maybe some problem 嚟 fix 咗，真係聽唔到我係食屎 ，not fix。You see, it got a very powerful gluten net. This is called gluten net. If you have air, it will go. So you go sinzi.
So how long do you have to wait for it?
25分鐘咯。
25 minutes.
係啊，我會落晒嘅。
Perfect.
我哋 Yacomex 咧最招牌嘅 pizza 咧就係藍芝士蘋果 pizza 啦。咁咧呢個 pizza 咧，因為佢的確係冇見過啊，咁所以咧當初咧佢成為咗我哋成個鋪頭嘅記憶點啦。佢記憶點嘅原因就係因為藍芝士咧就係有時會令好似榴蓮嘅情況一樣嘅，即係你係中意一係唔中意嘅咧，都有時都未必會有中間㗎啦。咁所以當初即係就會有好有討論性啦。咁有啲就係唔得，好似臭腳咁嘅味，我一定食唔到㗎啦。咁有啲就覺得哇，原來擺得埋落個 pizza 度加埋蘋果各方面，原來仲可以咁好食嘅。咁所以咧就透過呢一個藍芝士蘋果 pizza 啦，咁我哋就俾好多人記得咗我哋餐廳。
pizza 咁樣整 pizza 1960先整啊，因為以前我哋冇雪櫃啊。如果你冇雪櫃你整啲 pizza，你意思會好快食嗰啲湯。如果食啲湯太快，會好快有 air， 但係好快等於死咗啦。所以但係你要啲雪櫃，因為你整 pizza，意思係 start to take the sugar， 跟住慢慢go in the fridge 咯。但係要唔多落多，你啲雪櫃買好凍㗎，所以你睇啲嗰啲I set temperature 溫度係最緊要，太凍啲皮會硬㗎，如果硬嘅唔得㗎，not good 咯。So it's very important. Temperature 係最緊要，同埋 the quality of the ingredient 都係 very 緊要。You can do cheap quality of the ingredient, but very good temperature control. Your pizza still is good. You can do excellent product and you run the temperature. Your pizza still shit. You have to do good ingredient, good temperature. Then it's good. But 真係冷靜㗎，因為呢度好似嗰啲鑊氣啲菜式講係 really detail 最緊要 detail。pizza 好簡單整，即係你都。日你整 pizza 你都會識整 pizza， 但係有個問題係要整好好嘅 pizza 真係好難。如果你有一個鋪頭你自己做 OK 啦，但係有好多其他人整，但係啲 standard 啦真係好難整。Unified standard， 因為你都去意大利，平時我哋小朋友意大利人食好多 pizza， 好似你食麵，我哋食 pizza。所以我同朋友，我同我媽咪爹哋。去鋪頭食 pizza，maybe 一個星期4次甚至係啊，又好平㗎大佬。the thing is like 意大利踢波好緊要。所以如果你從 Inter Milan 你去 Juventus， 即係如果你嘅 team 輸咗，你唔開心。跟住 you go to that pizza shop， pizza choice 佢從 Inter Milan。所以如果 Inter Milan 輸咗，你 pizza 食屎啊！咁啊佢唔開心，所以整啲 pizza 真係好難食，即係覺得。所以我哋去呢啲鋪頭，如果 Inter Milan 贏咗，我哋去鋪頭；如果 Inter Milan 輸咗，我哋其他鋪頭。係啊，因為我哋知啊，Inter Milan 輸咗啦，啲 pizza 會食屎啊！同埋如果同啲菜式講啲嘢食，屌你快啲走啦！My daddy 係 Juventus， my Inter Milan。
They don't do
Ventino Juventus. Juventus. 如果 Juventus 贏咗 OK， 如果 Juventus 輸咗，啲 pizza 真係好難食。So it is very important. Juventus win. 同埋 Juventus lose all the time。
其實藍芝士嗰啲同埋夏威夷嗰啲，你係點睇嘅自己？
因為佢會覺得嗰個菠蘿咧，再加番茄嗰件事咧係唔吻合嘅，咁所以其實我老細咧佢自己唔食啦，咁當然我哋有大量嘅客都係呢個夏威夷嘅 fans 啦，包括我自己啦，咁所以咧佢都會整嘅，咁但係佢亦都自己整咗個 version 啦，個原理同藍芝士一樣嘅，藍芝士蘋果咧我哋都係冇番茄汁做底嘅，咁我哋就希望可以直接食到芝士同水果嘅味咧，就好貼近佢哋對於料理嘅理解。咁所以佢亦都會做一款除咗夏威夷以外嘅菠蘿 pizza 咧，就會用新鮮菠蘿片啦，唔鋪番茄底嘅，淨係芝士再加 mascarpone 一啲軟芝士。咁去做咧，佢又覺得接受到嘅。呢啲好細微嘅位咧，係佢哋有時自己好執着嘅位咯，係。
Cheap salad 呢度意大利唔得㗎，如果你有啲飛，你最少會殺死你啊！但係你點知十六條？誒白塊得㗎啦，咁樣㗎。
通常係8塊，
係啊，都真係白塊。
細 pizza 就6塊。
唔係4塊，如果係大係白塊，同埋細係4塊，真係唔知係點解係6塊。呢度係攞波啲嘢。你16，20，你 sometimes ask me 13塊先。點切13塊大佬都喺度殺呢度。16都係好似好核突大佬，有好多 topping 啦啲。係啊，咁樣係 perfect。呢度係 perfect。我爹哋唔知點解佢 for example 佢唔中意呢度係咁樣，佢中意係白白地啊。我覺得白白地唔夠縮啊屌，但佢唔明㗎。唉，大佬係60幾歲啊，都係咁都唔聽命㗎。即係呢度 very good， 睇下呢啲 pizza， 如果係咁樣，你睇下呢度有好多 air。攞部重機落塊啊！我平時係4啊，咧我唔得先得㗎。你大8個，細4個。Yeah, I know 6, but it don't make sense. But you see, I want to show you the cross section. This one， 睇下。呢度會如果係凍咗會唔硬㗎，會係好似白
會唔硬？
唔硬。
你想講凍咗都唔硬，係咪啊？
No, not 硬㗎 ，it's not chewy。
就係話凍咗都唔硬咯。你頭先講係凍咗硬啊？
唔硬啊？
係啊，你講大聲呢個唔字啊！
唔知？
唉，
屌你！有一個 news 你睇我有嗰啲中國人同埋台灣人去意大利，跟住佢哋有嗰啲 video 啲菜式講，屌你我點解有16個Chinese people 但係4個 pizza 但係呢個塊咁樣嘅，因為平時意大利人一個人有個 pizza，都我都不到 how to say don't believe me。
信我，
唔信我真係翻意大利對 BB 仔度食一樣啲 pizza， 你自己食一個 pizza 啊，即係點樣㗎大佬食？你點樣食一個人一個麵？我都未提咗意大利，你食一個麵嚟換同你朋友divide into two 啦。
麵你想講係咪？
係啊，
即係一人食一個麵，好似我哋一人食一個麵。
係啊，
嗯，
我未睇下意大利人，
未見過。
OK， 3個 dish 啦 ，one noodle。我覺得係一樣㗎啦，你同廚師講啦，要係一個冷麵3個波，即係點解啊？3個波就冇錢，大佬。
個波咩
3個波3杯，我啲廚師會殺死你。Take the thing for to you 啦。
唔係嘅，廚師 OK 嘅，係意大利人煩啲啫。香港有時就都 share 嗰啲嘢食。
啲麵你 share 啲麵？
咪麵就好難 share 啊！即係我譬如乾炒牛河都可以
pizza 都好難 share 啦。
pizza 好容易 share 啊。Sorry, so big， 一個人點樣食咁大個 pizza？
呢個係我嘅 pizza，no share 啦。睇下點 share？ Don't touch my pizza。Okay, this is how you share. You cannot. That is how it's difficult to share. You touch。如果你粗大，又有意大利人食緊佢自己 pizza。如果你 try to take the pizza，佢就 Don't touch my pizza。佢做乜嘢？啊！意大利人識。I知，呢個黐16塊。Okay. Let's try. So this should be 8, and then again. So, even it's fine. What you should do to pay your rent in Hong Kong? And now I have to count it up. That is so nice that. 如果意大利嚟做咁樣真係嘅，就屌你真係你變咗啊！傻仔啊，傻咗啊！點樣呢度？都有個 pizza， 係兩個 pizza， 點解係有個 pizza 16塊？真係啊，都唔明啊！
即係有啲人就吹奏好嘅，有啲人係吹奏覺得係好差嘅。我自己個人覺得咧，係睇本身嗰個經營者 譬如我哋會見到即係大圍市況係唔好，呢個係個客觀事實嚟㗎嘛。咁但係有啲人唔諗方法，咁每次就係重複呢件事，其實我諗就係幫唔到咯。即係譬如我哋 aware 到大圍客觀因素唔好嘅，咁但係我哋要問自己嘛。嗱，我揸住呢個品牌，揸住咁多同事，咁我哋點樣去突破先？因為總有好多突破到嘅例子㗎。即係其實 as much as 你揾一啲唔好嘅例子咧，你都可以揾到相應係人哋做到嘅例子㗎嘛。咁所以就係問個經營者，你學邊啦？即係你係點樣做嘅啫？係咪
Do you like the apple pizza?
Sorry?
Do you like the apple pizza?
No.
But
No.
the customer likes it.
Yeah, yes, customer like.
How about Hawaii pizza?
I like a classic pizza like capricciosa, prosciutto e funghi, this kind of pizza. I don't like sweet pizza with sugar. Absolutely.
生意都有危有機啦。譬如呢2年有好多執笠鋪，我哋可以頂到嘅，慳好多錢開鋪。咁你翻嚟嗰個時間，即係你嘅成本翻嚟時間咪短咗咯。即係其實呢啲都係之前冇嘅嘢嚟㗎。同埋而家你同業主可以傾到好多嘅租務優惠，以前係從來冇可能發生㗎嘛。咁所以我諗係喺呢啲位度去睇啦。咁然後我哋自己嘅睇法就覺得social media 好重要啦。咁我哋都理解緊要點樣去運用呢件事情啦。
But honestly, after you got a restaurant, you work so many years in the F&B, the last thing you want to do when you reach home is your day off is to fucking cook again. So that very good. This is very, very good stuff, that one. That is a smoked goose parma ham.
有啲地區嘅鋪頭，即係 Yakumax，譬如將軍澳咧，我覺得畫到嗰件事就係 family gathering、pizza class， 咁畫得好嘅，我哋咪繼續去做咯。有啲地方我覺得畫錯咗嘅，咁咪即刻轉咯。所以嚟緊，我諗餐廳佢個形式咧唔好咁固有化，睇下可唔可以多啲周邊嘅聯程合作，好重要。以前嘅餐廳從來唔會合作㗎。大家各自做各自嘅，咁但係而家我諗你有時想有啲新嘅體驗，或者同一間甜品鋪，即係佢只係限時嘅東西都得㗎啦。
爸爸眼飯啫，但係好味，麻煩整但係好味。
我哋嚟緊會同超級市場合作啦，會將我哋 Made in Hong Kong 嘅 pizza 啦，咁會帶落超級市場，咁而俾更加多嘅未認識我哋嘅人又好啊，或者多啲嘅渠道見到我哋產品都好，咁我哋係希望將件事再進一步穩固，而唔將所有嘢都淨係集中喺一個籃度，因為而家我諗分散都重要㗎。
好啦，咁今次咧就多謝 Celine 啦，俾我過嚟拍佢哋 Yakumax 啦呢個 pizza 店啦。咁大家如果中意食 pizza 啊或者食 pasta 嗰啲，不妨咧就可以過嚟 Yakumax 嗰度試下啦。下個 video 見，
Thank you。
拜拜。